You ever wonder why some people seem to be born with great health, but others seem to be in a lifelong of suffering, almost no matter what they do or what they've been told? Well, in this video, I want to talk about the three different systems in the body that are really separating the two people. These three systems that maintain your body on a day-to-day basis without you even having to think about it. So, if you're ready, then let's get into it. When I talk about bodily systems, we have to understand that these are the roots to our tree, meaning these are the roots that are keeping our trunk, our body, our being stabilized, grounded, balanced, and really functioning in the first place. These three systems happen to be the digestive system, the hormonal system, and the neurological system. And I want to get into all of these. Okay, I named the digestive system first because I believe it is the roots, the true one origin for every other organ. And that is because we start off as, I hate to say it on YouTube, but an anus. This is for educational purposes, of course. We all start off as an anus and we grow into a colon. Our organs, it grows into the colon, and it grows into the small intestines, and then all of these branches start coming off of this tree trunk and off of these roots. More branches starts branching off into things that we know of as the liver, the pancreas, the kidneys, the gallbladder. All of these different things are branches. The lungs, these are all branches to this main trunk, and that is simply that passageway from your mouth to the other side where the sun don't shine. We are a product of that, of what we put into it and what we get out of it. It is, I call it the mama organ, the mama gut. The mama gut, she feeds the rest of the body. If mama ain't eating, the kids ain't eating either. That's how it works. It's how it works in nature. It's how it works in our body. It's no different. It's just a reflection. So mama gut, mama earth feeds the children being the humans for earth, the children being the other organs in the body. The ones I just named, the branches. Okay? So the health of all of those are going to come back down to the digestive. And when the digestive is malfunctioning, when the digestive system is out of balance, anything you put in your mouth, you will either not break down, absorb, and really assimilate and eliminate properly. And if any of these are out of whack, then everything else starts crumbling down, because it is the foundation. Once you start having the cracks in the foundation, you know what happens. So I want you guys to understand that the digestive system is your root to all the pain you have. Now, I want you to understand that just because it is the root doesn't mean it's the only thing you go after. Okay? Just because it is the root does not mean it is the only thing that you go after. I want you guys to go after that, however, still empower those organs that need help. Still cleanse or flush out those organs that need help. Still boost those other organs, still stabilize those other organs that do need help. For example, if we're talking about kidney failure, if we're talking about heart failure, if we're talking about liver failure, okay, if we're talking about some type of lung failure, some type of really any other issue, go after that issue. Go after those lungs. Power up those lungs. But you're also going to be cleansing out the colon, cleansing out the intestines in general. No if, ands, or buts. That's why every great herbalist that you know, every great herbalist out there, you will hear them mentioning the importance of the gut. I don't know personally of a great herbalist. I don't know of a mentor of mine who does not talk about the gut, even though we all go after it different ways. But we all go after the gut, regardless of how we go after it. We go after it. Okay, because we all inherently know that it is the root. Okay? And not just on the physical side, but on the emotional side, it holds a lot of trauma. I believe it's where our subconscious thoughts really are held as well. Okay? And sub meaning below. Okay? If this is the conscious brain, I believe that is the subconscious brain. So your traumas and your emotional traumas are just sitting in there. Okay? And it is creating this perception of yours of which you see the world. And it can be tainted based of all the toxicity, all the waste stuck in the digestive system. So the digestive system is number one, okay, because it is nothing more than a food processor. If you cannot process that food, you cannot get the nutrients from that food. The nutrients are how itself, not just the other organs, every other organ, your entire body, but it's how the digestive system runs too. So if this food processor isn't working up to speed, isn't working, optimally, then the rest of the body, the rest of the organs are going to suffer. Okay? So the digestive system, I always, my philosophy, we go after the digestive system. That is why every single one of our detox bundles has the gut cleanser in it, because of that philosophy of, go after the gut and then go after everything else. Not necessarily at a different time, but always keep the gut, one of your main focuses. Okay, and the second one, which I feel plagues so many, and people don't realize it. I feel like most people can realize like digestive disorders, because you're either not going to the bathroom right, it's painful, you're abnormally large from being bloated. People can really, spot the digestive issues. It's really easy to spot. But the second one, the hormonal issues, that one's a little trickier. That one is one that usually goes unnoticed. I've noticed that through all my years of working with people and being around this space and educating and helping, hormonal issues is something that is rampant, and I didn't even understand the magnitude of it. But hormonal issues are very sneaky. They come in things that maybe society normalizes. Things like weight, things like hair, things like painful periods, things like height. Height is one thing. So we have to understand that hormonal issues, you can spot them on the physical side. And not just on the internal side. Some people are aware and self-aware enough. They are self-aware enough to find out that it is hormonal kind of on their own. But usually it's so much easier to be spotted on the outside. Okay? Things like hair thinning, right? Things like people being born extremely small, abnormally small. You know what I mean? I'm not just talking about like a 5 foot woman, but like abnormally small, you know? Um, there's different hormones for different things in the body, right? So there's hormones to make your hair grow. There's hormones to make you put on weight. There's hormones to make you take off weight. There's hormones to make you maintain the weight. There's hormones to make you build muscle. There's hormones to make you tear down muscle. There's hormones to give you your monthly cycles. There's hormones to have a baby. There's hormones for every single action of the body. Every single action of the body. The actions that you're not even thinking about right now, that you don't have to think about because it's on autopilot. Okay, these are the hormonal issues that you can see though. It's on the physical side. You know, it's on the, this is not growing right. This is thinning away. This is getting too big. This is getting too small. Like, you can really spot it like that. Really easy to spot too. And hormonal issues hormones are ran by the glands of the body. All right, they're ran by glands inside the body. And the one that I look at as a master puppeteer, the one that kind of pulls the strings for everybody, the one that tells people to go faster, go slower, produce more, produce less. And that is going to be the pituitary gland inside of the head. Okay? The pituitary gland is going to be directing other glands, like I said, to make more of something or to make less of something. And we have a lot of calcification in the pituitary gland, in my opinion, from a couple different things. When it comes to the women, it's usually the makeup and the skincare, because remember, everything you put on your skin is going to get into your bloodstream. And if too much waste gets into that, the body is going to start there's going to be calcification because the body has to fight against this toxicity, against this acidity. So it has to create this calcification. It's kind of like, when it uses its defense mechanisms, it kind of like stops it in its track. And that's what creates calcification. That's the simplest way that I can break it down to you. So depending on the location that you put it, that you have the toxins coming in. So for most people, it's right here. It's like the lymph node areas. Right here on the underarms, right here on the neck, right here in the head as well, because of the sinus issues that we have throughout society, the makeup, the skincare, all the stuff we put on our face paint and all this type of stuff. And I'm not against it. It just has to be holistic. It has to be from a plant. It has to be from plants. It has to be from plants. Or animal byproducts if you really, really want to, I guess. But in my opinion, plants are the safest option. And so our ancestors, they wore paint on their face and on their body. But the paint came from fucking berries and roots and leaves and flowers and seeds. You understand? So all of the toxic stuff that we are putting in is localizing there. And it's calcifying there. Okay? Because it's going to move through, but not all of it is going to move through. Some of it is going to be stuck behind. And that's what's going to calcify. And that's what's going to lead to these headaches. It's going to lead to this eye pressure. It's going to lead to this ear pressure. It's going to lead to ringing in the ears. It's going to lead to things like the hormonal problems. Okay? It's going to lead to a whole host of things. Breathing problems. Memory problems, central nervous system problems, aka your movement, your brain and spinal cord. It's right back here. Okay, that's down the line. Depending on your genetic makeup, where your weaknesses are. Some people are weak there. Some people are weak in the lungs. Some people are weak in the liver. Doesn't mean you have to stay that way. It doesn't mean you have to go and live your life with that weakness. You can change it. but we're all given a blueprint. Some are weaker in some areas, some are stronger in other areas, right? So to get back to the hormonal issue, most people have a hormonal issue, and I see it is the pituitary, which control over the thyroid. Okay, a lot of people have thyroid issues, especially females. A lot of people have thyroid issues. Then we have the adrenal glands on the back, in the midsection of our body, the abdomen of our body. Okay, this is gonna rule over the next system of the body, and a lot of people have issues in there because they're highly emotional glands. The adrenal glands, they're highly emotional glands. They rule over kind of the emotions, in my opinion. They rule over the waters of the body, which is responsible for the emotions of the body. So the hormonal system rules over every aspect of your being. Every single aspect of your being, from your heart beating to your lungs expanding. Okay? So I want you guys to really focus on number 1, digestive, number 2, hormonal, and the third one, the last one. This one is tough because we have so many EMFs around us. And so when we have those EMFs, they are almost combating this system. It is the neurological system, the electrical system of the body. And so the EMFs are kind of like fighting against it. It's suppressing it. And so what we really, have issues with is that neurological side, which is going to be that innate energy. Not just an energy. Our eyes are open. We can go work out. We can go throughout the day. We can do things. It is not just that, but it is also your lungs beating, your heart beating, your lungs expanding, your lungs contracting, your digestive system moving. All the movements, the involuntary movements and actions that are going on right now. My liver doing what it does as a chemical factory in the body. My digestive system, if I ate something, the movement of it and the digesting of it. So the neurological system I leave last because it is kind of like that final piece of the puzzle. You can have the digestive systems there. You can have the hormonal systems there. What's the difference between a dead body having those organs in it and a living body that has the organs in it? Okay? In order for those to actually work and do its thing, it needs electricity. It needs power. And that is where the neurological system comes in. And that is why it's the third one on the list. And that is why if you go after these, then you'll start reversing all this sickness that you believe that you have. Because once you start reversing these 3 bodily systems and bring them back into balance, then there's no way that your body can be sick because everything is working optimal. Your defenses are there. Your nutrients are coming in, being assimilated, being broken down, being eliminated. Nothing is piling up in the body. Nothing is rotten, becoming rotten in the body, putrefying in the body, corroding in the body. Because everything is running at optimal speed. There are no virus overloads. There's no parasitic overloads. Because your digestive system is working great. Your digestive system is clean. Okay? Your muscles are coming and packing on. Your muscles are, you're building the weight and the gain that you want to have. You're building it up. You're building up your muscle. You're building up your fats. You're building up everything. The strength of your nerves, the strength of your ability to process stress, your ability to maintain this stressful life, your ability to breathe through things, all of that is coming from having these 3 systems, running optimally.